What is Gen Z? What is happily ever after? How did I make them? Why did I want to make them? What is the meaning of life? Hello YouTube world, this is Nicholas Montes here, and welcome to the Movie Archivist. Now, for the most of you that are subscribers of this channel and have already been with me for the last 6 years, you're probably wondering, yeah, Nick, what are you talking about? Why are you called the Movie Archivist? What happened to the Teenage Movie Critic? Well, I'm going to answer that as well as for the new viewers. Hi, I'm Nicholas Montes, and as of the last 2 days, my YouTube channel has turned 6 years old, and because of that, and also because like a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, I guess you could say, I graduated from high school. So basically, I kind of decided I don't think I should be called a teenager anymore. So instead, I needed a new, more mature name. So from this day forward, you will now no longer be calling me the Teenage Movie Critic. Instead, you will be calling me the Movie Archivist, your fellow movie enthusiast, Nicholas Montes. Alright, so let's just kind of go ahead and beat around the bush here and just talk about it. So, in celebration of my 6-year anniversary, I think, I was planning on maybe telling my life story as I kind of do in almost every other video. But honestly, I think what I'm thinking of doing today is I'm going to discuss a few projects, well, not a few projects, but to dissect them of the ones that I posted back on my Instagram page. And for all the real ones out there, you guys know I am talking about the Happily Ever After video tribute and my Gen Z tribute video. Those are the videos I'm talking about. And basically, I'm just going to be dissecting as basically, what is Gen Z? What is Happily Ever After? How did I make them? Why did I want to make them? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started dissecting them, breaking them down, basically like describing them. How did I make them? Like all of it, just full documentary style with this. Alright, so we'll actually start off with the Happily Ever After video, since this was actually the first video I made. And if you don't know what this Happily Ever After video is, essentially it is a video tribute dedicated to Walt Disney World's fireworks show in Magic Kingdom, Happily Ever After. And essentially, this is a great Disney show, and basically the video plays out as like the way the show would, except it's showing clips from all the iconic Disney movies that are, whether it's the song or the clips that are being used on the castle in the show. And I kind of added some other things in there. But the big question is, why did I want to make it, and how did I make it? So to start off with that first question, the idea of the project actually came out about a year ago. And I went to Disney World during spring break of 2025 in March. And this was a pretty big, important trip for me because this was the first time I went to Disney World with just my mom and dad alone. Because normally I would do Disney family trips with my whole family, with my mom, dad, and sister, and sometimes my dog. But unfortunately, my sister did not come with us this time. I guess she just wanted to save some money, and she also knew that if she went to Disney with us, she would spend money on shit she doesn't need. Yes, I'm calling you out, Gabby. I'm sorry. But yeah, so in many ways, I think that's one of the things that made it interesting, because it's like, we always have fun, and it's like, and maybe it's just I'm remembering all the memories, but I'm also thinking, in some ways, having less people is sometimes, like, relieving in some ways. Not to say that, like, having the family all the time is bad, but sometimes you kind of do need a break, because, sometimes family can be a lot, and I know that's probably gonna, like, spark some controversy with people, but at the same time, it's like, we want to do things that sometimes we can't do because other family members. It's just, how family is. So honestly, there was a lot of enjoyability when it came to this trip. It's like, and I guess, I was scared of going with my mom and dad, because I guess with a lot of things that have happened with us the last few years, and I guess it honestly worked. Yes, of course, as parents do, they would always fight, because that's how they always do on the trips. When you're on a trip and you're planning this massive scale trip, it's pretty big and it's pretty stressful. Even if you have one less member of the family there, it's still pretty crazy. But we had fun, and when we got to Magic Kingdom, it was still great. And, once again, we tried watching the Happily Ever After fireworks show. We tried watching it in a clever way. We tried watching it behind the castle. Yeah, I don't recommend that because you could barely see anything and you could barely see the show. You could barely see a little bit of the fireworks, but it still wasn't the greatest thing. But let me just tell you this, guys, because there's a reason why I made this show. I know I'm just kind of talking about how my Disney World trip went, but there is a reason why this show was so important to me. Is because if you're a true Disney lover like me, if you love the Disney movies, if you love the Pixar movies, there's a reason why this show works so well. And that's because the show isn't just a Disney show. It is actually basically describing what happens in all the Disney movies that makes it so great. You start off with the wish, the When You Wish Upon a Star. You make like the I Want songs with like Tiana, Little Mermaid, Remy, Tangled. You get the journey that gets you on that thing. You get the friends you make along the way, the love you endure, the battles that you face, the triumphs that come with it, and of course just the happily ever after. And in my mind, like every time I watch this show, I instantly get hyped. I get like I feel so good inside. My mom cries at this show every single time she watches it. And all the songs, the way they're incorporated, their own versions, seeing the clips from all the movie characters, like it's so good. And in my opinion, it is the best fireworks show to happen at Walt Disney World. Now, I'm kind of just praising the show, but what led to the idea of actually doing the tribute video in the first place? Well, I'll tell you. So, one of the specificities, I don't know how to say a word. Specificities, I don't know. One of the special things that led me to doing the video, one of the special things that led me to this trip was, one of the special opportunities was basically having control of the radio in the car. And we kind of did this after we got off our pit stop on our way to Disney, which I never really had control of this before, because honestly, when I was just being in the car with my sister, I would kind of just be chilling in the back on my phone, just kind of ignoring, because they like to play music so loud, and I'm not really comfortable with that. But this one had potential, because as much as I like the music they play in the car during the trip, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think it fits the vibe that we're going for. They play like random music like Bob Marley and just popular music. When I am on a Disney trip, I don't want to be listening to music that's from the outside world. I am trying to listen to music from Disney films and Disney parks, so I can get into the zone that I'm actually going to Disney World. And I get it, everybody in the car is like, they're not all into it sometimes. They just want to listen to good music that they like. But Disney music gets me going. Whether it's a song from a movie or a movie score or a classic like Disney theme, I don't care. I want to listen to a Disney movie score or a Disney movie song. So, because I got control of the aux cord, I basically got to take control of that. Play a few Tarzan songs, but I also played the playlist that they wanted to play. But as I was going home from Disney after we left Hollywood Studios and we were driving home, once again, Happily Ever After brings something really special to it, where after you watch it or after you listen to the show, I instantly get obsessed with it. So this obsession brought something new because I got control of the aux cord. I honestly thought of a way of like, what if I made the ultimate Happily Ever After playlist, where all the songs that are incorporated of the show, and you make it into one playlist, and you can just listen to it whenever you want. And that's what I decided to do. Now, it was a little bit difficult at times because one of the interesting things as I was researching this show was that not every song is noticeable in this show. Like, if you get to the point where you're in the battle sequence and you go through, like, Incredibles to Little Mermaid to Lion King, all the song that plays throughout those segments is not even from The Incredibles or Little Mermaid or Mulan. It's actually from the Frozen movie when Anna and Kristoff and Sven are running away from the wolves. And they just happen to like make it more epic. And that was really special. And even like the Mulan score that they played during that scene, I try to look up many times and I just can never find it. So it's really hard in the way to look things up like that. Also, it was just really cool. So as I got some of the playlists down, and I try to get it down the best way I could, I finally got it down, and it was really good. And basically, it made it through the last hour of the trip home, and it was a success. And my mom even said she liked it, so it was cool. Now, I know what you're thinking. We're thinking about the setup, but what about the video? How did you make the video, Nick? And I'm about to explain it right now. So, a month goes by, and pretty much, I just started getting obsessed with making playlists of, like, all different kinds of things for Disney. I wanted to make an ultimate road trip playlist where it's basically Happily Ever After on a larger scale, except this time, it's, like, including more songs, it's including most of the songs, and it's also including not just Disney and Pixar, but it's also including stuff from Marvel. It's including stuff from, like, Fox movies. And everything, like even popular songs that my parents and everybody else loves. So it's great. And I even made songs or playlists for the individual parks, so that way if we're ever riding up to the parks one day, we can actually just listen to those. And I thought it was great. Now, here's where the interesting part came in. I think it was like late April, early May, where I started to develop the idea of CapCut. Now, I've known what CapCut is for a long time. I never used it. Honestly, I kind of thought you could only use it for like TikToks, and I thought that was the only thing you could use it for. You can't really use it to make videos. That's kind of what I thought. I know now you can make videos on it, and as long as you want. So, when I got invested in knowing that you can make videos on it, I'm like, oh, well, that gives me more advantage. But then I realized, I'm like, I want to make a video of Happily Ever After, but like with the clips from the movies. But like, how do I do that? And then CapCut gave me my answer. Now, at first, I was thinking, what is this going to be able to work on the computer? Because I'm like, I don't know if I can do this on my phone because my phone doesn't have enough storage. But a computer holds a lot more. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and test this out. Maybe it'll work. And it was a massive success. And I honestly, as I was making this, which honestly, this whole project took like a week to make, because, you know, because I was like up day and night. I woke up early mornings. I worked on it after school. Like, it was a crazy project. And I think on the last day that I finished it, like, I had all the things done, had everything done, and like, I had the sound of the video on, and it said that it was like a pro feature. Like, extracting it from that is a pro feature. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna be able to do this. What am I gonna do? Like, and I was getting so stressed out because I'm like, I worked a week on this. How am I gonna download this? How am I gonna get this done? But then I realized for the clips that you can upload anything you want in like the files or the pictures or the videos you want. And you can also upload the sound. So I'm like, okay, maybe that works. And it did, and I was so happy, and I was so greatly pleased, and I could not wait. It was absolutely fantastic. Now, as for the critical reaction as to how it happened, well, I first released it on YouTube, which didn't really make anything. It got blocked, so I'm not really worried about it as much, just because it's blocked, so there's not much you can really do with it. But there was something kind of special about it to where I actually released it on Mother's Day. It was like the day before it reached its like 8-year anniversary. And that's what made it kind of special. And so basically we went to dinner that night with me and my family for Mother's Day, and then basically we kind of came home and watched Happily Ever After, all four of us, and pretty much my entire family loved it. Obviously, they're gonna love it because it's me. They love Disney. They love this show, so it's great. As for my other friends, which I did not post this on Instagram until last month, I did send it to a few friends on like WhatsApp, and for what they said, for the true fans, they actually really liked it. They actually really dug it. And, you know, they're fans of Disney movies too. Probably not quite as me, but they still really appreciated of what I was able to create here. So they really loved it and they really liked it. And so, yeah, as for this one, as for me being released on Instagram, I'm going to be honest, I actually have no idea what the response to it is. I know one friend saw it and they texted me about it. To be honest, I kind of wish there was a way that I could, like, post these videos and make, like, URL, make a website or something. I've been thinking about this quite a lot because I'm like, I need to know what people think about these videos, but nobody's, like, making a story about it. Some people repost it. Some people, like, comment on the videos, on the posts and everything, but I'm like, I need to see what people are saying. I need to know what people are thinking, so that way maybe I can improve on something and do, because I don't want to just post this for me. I'm posting this for you guys. And I'm posting this for people to share and get my thoughts out there, because if I just keep it to myself, I'm not going to get anywhere with what I want to do in life. Because I want to be a filmmaker, and this is my way of doing filmmaking. So, this is my famous way of doing filmmaking. So, that's it. That's the Happily Ever After story. Now, let's move on over to Gen Z. So yeah, Gen Z, if you guys don't know, what is Gen Z? Essentially, it is a film tribute dedicated to the class of 2026, the graduating class of 2026. And essentially, much like Happily Ever After, it has its own sections where, you know, it's got like all the different things, where it's got its own songs, it's got its own movie characters. Keep in mind, it's not just Disney. There's plenty of other movie characters that I used and movie songs that I used. It's not just Disney. Now, the big question is, what made you think of this? Well, this actually came out, the idea actually came about in October of 2025. Because in that time, the senior class was invited down to the auditorium to talk about the events that's going on in senior year. Whether it's the, you know, fun senior events that we're doing like prom and grad bash, or even just all the stuff you're going to need for graduation. And one of the things that they were talking about as they were talking and discussing prom was they were kind of going through all the songs that we liked as kids growing up. Like from Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood to Old Town Road to that one Megan Thee Stallion song. They went through all of it. And I thought that was kind of an interesting take on going through like the whole timeline of like all of our favorite songs as we got older. I thought it was a nice touch. So that specific idea kind of made me feel something to where I'm like, I want to make something like that. What if I made like a Happily Ever After style tribute, but we're telling the story through us and what we experienced? And if I'm going to be honest here, folks, the original idea of the video wasn't necessarily going to be a thing that was going to be for the class of 2026. In many ways, I was just going to make this video for me and for what the movies I liked. But also, the list of songs was only going to be down to like 5. Because as for the current video that is on Instagram now that you could go watch, there's a lot more songs than just 5. And the main songs that actually were included were Sing a song from that classic Sesame Street song that has the ensemble, the Avengers score from the first Avengers, Live Your Life, that Rihanna song from Mitchell's vs. the Machines, the score from Wild Robot where Bright Bill flies off south for the winter, and then the last score, which is actually one of the final scores in the video, the last final score of Spider-Man No Way Home. And basically that's what the video is going to be. But I didn't just want to play it safe. I didn't just want to make it for me. I want to make it accessible for everybody to watch, to enjoy, and I want to make it specifically for them. So that's how Gen Z was born, and I started working on it on January 1st, or like the first week of January in 2026. Now you're probably thinking, you know, we already talked about Happily Ever After and the backstory of it, but this time I'm going to talk about what exactly do the chapters mean, because I posted a lot of, you know, like, stuff on my Instagram discussing about it, what this video is going to be like, how is this video going to play out, and essentially, like Happily Ever After, this video plays into chapters, except you'll know when the chapters hit, and because you're going to see the titles. Unlike Happily Ever After, where it doesn't play the titles, this one does, and it shows you when the titles and the chapters start and end. well, maybe not end, but you know when the chapters will start. So there's a section of 8 different chapters. You have childhood, the first one. Second is food, because we all loved food growing up, and that's one of the things we needed to survive. Third is you're better than that. It's basically like an encouragement thing to show that childhood isn't exactly all perfect. Fourth is the friends you make along the way as you go to school. The love, or really just crushes, all the feelings you couldn't explain even if we tried to ignore them. Graduation, as it's a really big part of our lives. The grief and nostalgia, this is essentially like showing us what the feelings we would feel after graduation. And then the final one is a brand new day, basically the beginning of your new life after high school, after graduation, and what your life is going to look like for the rest of your life. So without further ado, let's kind of go ahead and explain all of these chapters. So of course the first chapter is of course childhood, and this one was interesting because pretty much this is of how your life begins. Your childhood, whether you like it or not, it is the golden age of your years, to where everything is innocent, everything is quiet, everything is fun, it's colorful, and somehow everything is good. And you're a kid, you don't have to worry about anything. And you could say that, like, even during your few years in elementary school, because even then, even like while I was going to school up until like 3rd grade, I actually really enjoyed my life. Not to say that I don't enjoy my life now, but it definitely felt a lot less stress-free before then, because now it's like you're understanding people and you're understanding relationships, you're getting stressed out more. But before that, I felt like I was kind of mindless. I didn't really care about what anybody thought, and I'd rather stay. I honestly wish I could go back to that time sometimes, but I also know that I probably would have been a very stupid kid if I did. But that's just how life works. So yeah, childhood, it's a brilliant sequence. It's inside out focused, pretty great. Now onto the food section. This was a section I think people probably would resonate with a little bit, because pretty much I feel like food falls heavily into our everyday lives of Gen Z kids, because pretty much we are big backs. Like that is the specific term that us as kids will use in the everyday language. I have a friend. I'm looking at you. Yes, I'm looking at you right there. You stop eating. I know you're eating right now as you're watching this. And basically, he would eat so much. Now, granted, he's like gonna be in the military soon, probably. I don't even know, but he's eating a lot more. And I'm like, bro, he'll eat something and then he'll ask, "Can I eat something else?" I'm like, bro, calm down. The point that I'm trying to make is that food is the greatest thing on earth, and that our generation loves it, and it's gonna continue to love it because we need it to survive, but also it's interesting to see all the food tastes, though some people can have really bad takes and saying they don't like pizza. Because how can you not like pizza? I mean, come on. Now I have the third one, which is essentially taken from the title of the chapter, is essentially taken from the line in the movie Rocky Balboa, which is essentially crafted as you're better than that, and basically an encouragement one. It's an encouragement section, to where this is essentially my section to cover that while childhood is mostly good, it's not good. It's not always good for everyone else, because some people, while grow up with their siblings, grow up with 2 parents. Some people don't grow up with any siblings. They either stay only child, and some others don't grow up with friends, and some others don't even grow up with both parents alive. And so I also realized as I was doing the childhood section, I'm like, yeah, not a lot of people have this when growing up. So I need to find a way to cover that even though you hate the world, you even hate going to school, there's days you're going to feel down in the dumps, but you got to push through it. Like, you got to, your parent may have grounded you, it's okay, but you can still learn from it. It's a learning experience. Life is hard, but you can do it. Even as myself, I am, starting my college life. I'm starting to get a job. I'm applying for jobs right now. And even doing that, it's hard. I'm scared, but I'm still pushing through. So that is the most important thing when doing all of this. So just keep pushing, man. So that's kind of what this whole section is all about. So now we kind of get into some of the more emotional sections of the video, which essentially is the friendship section. This one I thought was kind of interesting in the fact that when I showed my sister this on the day the video came out, there was a Wicked song playing, and my sister kind of started bawling because just this past year, one of her friends actually moved to New York, and it was kind of all of a sudden. And it was kind of one of her only friends that she has that lives here in our town, in our our state. So it kind of became a pretty much emotional thing. Now, I heard her say before that the For Good song makes her think of her best friend, and honestly, I totally get it. It is a very emotional song because it is. You miss your friends, and that's the beautiful thing. Don't be sad because it's ending. Smile that it happened. And even I played the See You Again song, which is a beautiful song because not only could it be about the friendships that ended or that are about to be gone, but also the people that couldn't even make it with us. The people that you want to see with us that can make it. And that is what's so invigorating, and that's what made it so emotional. And just to celebrate the friends you made throughout all your 4 years of high school. That's the brilliance of what this section did, and I really appreciated doing it. So now we get into a little bit more of a very uncomfortable section, which is the love section. Now, in many cases, this kind of goes for all the people that have had crushes, that are dating people, that are basically high school sweethearts. All of it. That it will basically covers the loves that we love in movies, but it also covers the people that didn't get the people they wanted. And in many ways, I think it's good to honor that because not everybody makes it with someone after high school. Not everybody makes it in high school, which it's true because I had lots of crushes in high school. I never once really confirmed that I liked someone in person to that girl. And honestly, my last crush that I confessed to someone was a year ago. And I haven't really liked anyone personally since. So it's been a rough road, but at the same time, I'm hoping for college and my future life, it'll become better. Because I meet people outside of high school sometimes, or I see people, and they're somehow more mature. Some people can be rude, I'll admit that, but they're a lot more mature, and they're a lot more nicer. So that just tells you what kind of place you're being in because of how long you've been in there. So that's the kind of section of love I wanted to make. And now we also have graduation section, which basically just covers the feelings that you're going to feel with graduation. Now, I didn't, to be honest, because I wasn't going to school the last few weeks before graduation, I didn't really know what to feel when preparing for my high school graduation. And even as I went to my graduation and the day after, I didn't really feel anything. And I mean, I feel a little bit of something a few days after, but I guess it was just I kind of got used to seeing it, and also it didn't really feel like a goodbye. It kind of just felt like, oh, we're gonna see these people for a little bit, and then we're gonna meet up probably next year. And we know that's not gonna happen because we're graduating. So it's a very interesting thing. The other thing that makes it interesting is the fact that I'm probably never gonna see most of these people again. But in many ways, what this section kind of represents in how I visualized it was, I wanted to make it feel as if you were ending elementary school for the first time. Because in my opinion, even I am 19 years old, and I'm in high school about to enter college, I still can't get over the fact that I actually completed elementary school. Because in elementary school, I don't think I really cared about my work all that much. And I never really cared much about anything. I just liked all the fun stuff that was going on. And yeah, so it was a very weird thing that happened. And so it can be emotional for any different reasons. But the important thing is you get emotional by it and it means something to you. That's what it's supposed to feel. We then have the second to last section of this, and that is the grief and nostalgia. Basically, this is capturing the feeling that you would probably feel after graduation. And in some ways, the way I captured this, that's not really how I felt. And I thought I was going to feel that way because I've spent 4 years with these people, and I don't really feel that way for some reason. Maybe it's just because I got out of the house the first 2 days after graduation, and you know, I was staying home most of the time. I was trying to finish the Gen Z video, and I was like, why am I not feeling emotional? Now, I did start feeling emotional on that Saturday, but honestly, it was fine. It was totally fine. And while it is sad that all 4 years are gone and high school is done now and you have to move on with your life, the best thing about it is that you can make something else up for yourself, but you can also look back on the memories and be like, yeah, those were good memories. And you may not be friends with them forever, but the memories you made, that's what's important, and that's what's great. So I think that's probably the best thing about this section of the video. And yeah, it's great. And now finally, we have the brand new day section, which of course, as you can tell, the title is inspired for the brand new Spider-Man film that's coming out in July next month. And I actually wanted to make this section a very Spider-Man live action centric scene, where basically you're just getting the tributes dedicated to all three Spider-Man. I did this not only because Spider-Man is the character on our senior shirts. I probably should have worn my senior shirt for this, but whatever. But also, what makes Spider-Man so great is that he's a character that basically is us. He essentially is a superhero that's in high school, and while we don't have superpowers like he does, he goes through all the same struggles that he does, where he has to handle a job, taking care of his aunt, and while doing all that, he has to go to high school, he has to go to a job, take care of his aunt, and he also has to save New York City. That's a lot of stuff to do. And we only have to do 3. Imagine if we were Spider-Man and we had to do all 4. That's a lot to do. But that's what makes him so human, because no one can do that, but he's still able to accomplish that in some way. And at the same time, we also know his life's not perfect, and he has to make certain sacrifices to save the world. And that's what makes him so tragic. But I wanted to make this that, like, you're starting your new life, and you're going to start it off great. I wanted to leave all the action stuff, all the Spider-Man stuff a mystery, but we ended it with a final swing of them swinging off together. And that is how you close out the video, with me saying, well, I'm not going to spoil it, because, you know, just go watch the video. But yeah, that's pretty much how it ends. And then basically, I kind of ended it off saying a good speech. You know, thank you for class of 2026. Thank you for the movies and all that stuff. It's a really special thing because, you know, as much as my friends really impacted me the most on this journey, I think also the movies really made me get through. Because movies have always been a big part of my life, and this was a truly personal thing that I loved doing. And yeah, so it was great. And I basically made a credit sequence that basically kind of shows all the movies that were incorporated. And I also included a clip from a movie, a song that's playing, that basically I played for the seniors of class of 2025. And I thought, why not go ahead and use that? So I thought that would be great. And yeah, that's basically how the video ends. And also, much like the Happily Ever After video, I actually have no idea how this video is being received. I know at least one person that has seen it, and I asked them about it. They said they really like it, and overall, I know it's doing good. So, I'm overall really happy with these 2 videos, and I'm excited to make other videos. I probably won't start making a new one until like January of 2027. But other than that, I think that's just kind of it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you being on this journey with me the last 6 years. I know that I haven't been posting as much. I've been busy with school, but I'm also probably going to be busy with life. And I'm hoping to make a lot more videos as I get older. And hopefully I can do some clever filmmaking techniques and all this stuff. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And always, I'm your fellow movie enthusiast. And always, keep watching movies and goodbye.